feel like that you had to prove yourself in it, or did you ever have the issue of not being taken seriously?
What I found with people is the more that they understand that you understand your business, and I'm not a spokesperson for the business. I mean, I learn the products. I'm involved in deciding what products we're going to target, what niches we're going to go after. I started to love machines. Each machine has a different story. So when we're buying a machine, I'm learning like which machine will do the job best for what we're doing. So initially, yes, there was the people that would say, oh, I want to talk to him. And then a few of my guys would be like, oh, those are engine valves. You have to talk to her. So after that happened a few times and just building the reputation, I think it was said earlier, reputation is really important. As long as you do what you're saying you're going to do and understand the product and can answer the question, I found most people have been very, very accommodating.
So yeah, I did work at Key. I was a banker, a part of the program called the Management Associate Program, and they basically trained us through all the positions, and what it really taught me is how to engage with people. That's what Key's really all about, just the people relationship, and I learned different things. I learned about money, I learned about how people, their mindsets, it's very deep actually, but my husband was in the wedding industry and I started working with him, and that's kind of how we kind of just flowed from working in the wedding industry. I got a chance to see a little bit of the behind the scenes. He was a photographer and I just kind of jumped in with him at that time. I realized that being an entrepreneur is more where my heart was. That's probably what I would say.
To be honest with you, how amazing being an entrepreneur was. I had identified myself as a nurse. Thought that type of feeling would continue, but I didn't continue to work as a nurse. I became a full-fledged entrepreneur, started a business, just took the very, very, very scary leap. Surrounded myself with people who lifted me up, and just trusted this vision. I'd say Key Bank, in all honesty, was a huge, huge part of our success. I can remember walking into the Mayfield branch of Key Bank, and opening up my first account, and again, feeling like an imposter. But the lady who's no longer there, who embraced me and treated me already like I was a success, was that person who definitely lifted me up for many years. Connected me with many people at Key Bank that were a huge asset to our growth, and taking that leap of faith and surrounding myself with great people.
What is your all's advice when it comes to pitch competitions as a designer, right? I have, like my social enterprise talking about how do you feel before you put your clothes on, right? Like it's fashion wellness. So what would your advice to me be in regards to pitching?
A couple of things to really think about when you're an entrepreneur. A lot of people talk about brand and reputation, but it's also understanding the need, right? What problem are you trying to solve first and foremost? Have you identified the problem? Who's your target market? If your target is everybody, nobody's your target. Have you set the right price point? What is your marketing strategy? Do you understand your financials? I know it's scary, that's why there's bankers. You are entrepreneurs, you are great at what you do. Be great at what you do and hire a team of people, bankers, accountants, attorneys, HR professionals, insurance, risk providers to help you, and they can scale even when you're emerging, to ensure that you have the tools and the resources and knowledge and ask the questions. No question is a dumb question. Every question is valid because it's your business, your baby, you've got to make it work.
There has to be a demand for your products. We all have great ideas, but there has to be a demand for what it is that you're selling, and you have to be able to convey that message in a clear manner.
We only have two kinds of beliefs. Empowering beliefs. Those are the beliefs that drive everything you have in your life that you love. It's the amount of friends you have, the amount of money you're making. It's the people around you who lift you up. Limiting beliefs are the ones that are driving everything that you don't like and you don't have. They're hidden in the basement because you can't see them. They're kind of like behind the Halloween decorations you stuck back there last year. They're just hiding out, secretly running the show. And so this is one thing that we can do when we're looking to up-level our mindset. It's not all about high-fiving strangers and walking on coals. We need to actually turn within and say, what are these limiting beliefs? Maybe one of them is, I'm not really very good at making money. Or, nobody in my family understands tech. How could I possibly build a tech business? And when we find the limiting beliefs, then we have to ask a crucial question. It's simple, but not easy. Here's the question. Is that still working for me? Is this limiting belief still working for me?